Hello all, we already know that we're going to dive into some topic in the economics syllabus, but I will let y'all guess the topic, and I would love if y'all are a bit interactive and answer questions in the middle of the session so that it's very energized and we just don't sit, and it's a Saturday, I know all of us are tired. So I want y'all to guess the topic. The topic has been jumbled in letters, so you can take your guesses.
Foreign exchange?
Yes, correct, it is foreign exchange. Now, we look at the news headlines every day, it's like the rates are increasing, the rates are decreasing. But what exactly are these rates and what exactly is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange is any currency other than your domestic currency. So let's say for an Indian citizen, Omani Riyal is a foreign currency. For an Omani, Indian rupee is a foreign currency. So which means any currency other than your domestic currency is foreign exchange. What is foreign exchange rate? The amount of domestic currency that you pay in order to get your foreign currency. You know, when we go to India, we go to UAE exchange or many exchanges like Lulu to exchange for other foreign currencies when we travel. So the rate at which we are able to pay, the number of units that we pay for domestic currency in order to get some units of foreign currency. For example, let's say 60 rupees is equal to $1. So if I want $1, I will pay 60 rupees. That is foreign exchange rate. There are three types of exchange rates: fixed, flexible, and managed. We're going to look into detail in all three of them. What is fixed exchange rate system? The name itself suggests that it's fixed. Fixed by whom? By the government. Now this rate, there are many factors that decide this exchange rate. It can be inflation, deflation, GDP rates. The government will decide these rates, and these rates are not often changed so as to maintain minimal impact. Otherwise, the countries will keep on have to change the rules of economic transactions. Now, these values are often determined on the basis of some external instruments. Now, what are these external instruments? They can be metal, gold, or another country's currency as well. So, the process of deciding a value for foreign exchange based on some external instrument is called pegging. The value that is set in this process is called pegged value. I'll repeat myself. The value that is set using some external instrument in terms of exchange rate is called pegging. The process is called pegging. The value that is set in the end is called pegged value. Devaluation, revaluation. Devaluation means decrease in domestic currency value. Revaluation, increase in domestic currency value. Now let's take this example. 3 months back, 60 rupees was equal to $1. Now in November, rupees 80 is equal to $1. Has the value of domestic currency increased or decreased? Increased? Okay, I'll tell you why is it increased or decreased. The value of domestic currency has decreased. Why? Earlier, we only had to pay 60 rupees in order to get $1. Now, we are paying more for the same amount of $1, which means the value of our domestic currency has decreased. Okay? So, if this is confusing for you, a simple trick that you can use in exams is put it on a number line. Let's say this is $1. Okay? Earlier, it was 60 rupees. Now, it has turned to 80 rupees. If the earlier was 60, from 60, it has come to 80, which means this is increasing. The distance between $1, the foreign currency, and the domestic currency is increasing. If the distance increases, value of domestic currency decreases. Let's say earlier it was 80 rupees for $1. It has come to 60 rupees now. The distance is decreasing. Value of domestic currency increases. If you understand this topic, other two concepts later in the chapter will be very easy for you. Both of them are basically the same. Now, what happens when the value of domestic currency increases? Decrease in imports. Why? Because we will have to pay more now. Earlier only 60 rupees I had to pay. Now I have to pay rupees 80. I don't want to pay more. So I will decrease my imports. Increase in exports. Why? Because our domestic goods becomes cheaper for foreign countries. They only have to pay $1 to get goods worth 80 rupees. So goods become cheaper for them. So decrease in imports, increase in exports. Exact opposite in revaluation. Increase in domestic currency value. What happens? Increase in imports. Why? Goods become cheaper for us. Earlier we paid 80 rupees for $1 worth goods. Now only 60 we are paying. So we can import more from foreign countries. Whereas for foreign countries, goods become expensive in our domestic country. So they will start to buy less from us. Therefore, exports will decrease. Understood? Next exchange rate system. Flexible exchange rate system. As the name already says, it's flexible. Keeps on changing. Earlier we know that fixed system is set by government. Flexible is set by the market forces. What are the two market forces? Demand and supply. The market forces will determine the exchange rate system based on equilibrium. Now it is also called fluctuating rate system because it keeps on fluctuating. Depreciation and appreciation. In fixed exchange rate system, decrease and increase in the value of domestic currency is called devaluation, revaluation. The same concept but two different terminologies. Same thing. Depreciation, decrease in the value of domestic currency. Appreciation, increase in the value of domestic currency. Everything else is the same. You can learn the difference for those two and write for this and change the terms or names. You will get your marks. Increase in exports. Why? Because domestic goods become cheaper for foreign countries. They will start to buy more from us. Decrease in imports because foreign goods become expensive for us. Vice versa for appreciation. Last exchange rate system. Managed. It is a hybrid system where both fixed and flexible play a role. Fixed, government sets, flexible, market forces set. In this, both of them set. What government will do is they will set a limit. They will say demand and supply, you will set an exchange rate between 60 to 80 rupees. And market forces will act or fluctuate only between these two limits. So it can be 75, 70, anywhere between these two limits, and they will set an exchange rate. It is a hybrid system. Next, we're going to look at demand and supply, the market forces and their relationship with forex rate. Why do we need foreign exchange? What is the demand for foreign exchange? To purchase goods and services from foreign countries, to purchase assets from foreign countries, to pay off international loans, to undertake foreign tours and to give gifts and grants to foreign countries. Again, to purchase goods and services, to purchase assets, to pay off loans, to undertake foreign tours and to give gifts and grants to foreign countries. What is the relationship of demand and forex rate? Both of them are inversely proportional, which means demand decreases, foreign exchange rate increases. Demand increases, foreign exchange rate decreases. They are both are inversely proportional. Next, supply for forex. Where does a country get foreign exchange from? When they export goods or services to foreign countries. FDIs, which is foreign direct investment, any remittances from foreign countries, or when foreign tourists visit our home country. Four things, four sources of forex for a country. When they export goods or service, when they get remittances from foreign countries, FDIs, and finally foreign tourists. Relationship of supply and forex rate, they are directly proportional. Supply increases, forex rate will also increase. Supply decreases, forex rate will also decrease. Equilibrium rate of exchange. We all know how does an economy attain equilibrium? When demand is equal to supply. Same here. When demand and supply of foreign exchange they meet or they intersect, that is called equilibrium rate of exchange. As simple as that. Reasons behind depreciation of domestic currency. Now we know depreciation means fall in the value of domestic currency, correct? When there is a fall in the domestic currency value, demand is inversely proportional, which means demand must have increased. Now, second reason, what happens to supply? We know depreciation, value of domestic currency is fallen down. Supply is directly proportional, which means supply must also have decrease. Two simple reasons. If you know the relationship between demand and supply and forex rate, you can write two reasons for these also. Depreciation, fall in forex rate, increase in demand because demand is inversely proportional. Supply also decreases because supply is directly proportional. Same thing for appreciation. Appreciation value of domestic currency increases. Demand is inversely proportional. Demand decreases. Supply increases because appreciation value of domestic currency has increased. Last topic. Foreign exchange market. Like a vegetable market, you go buy vegetables. In foreign exchange market, you buy and purchase foreign exchange. As simple as that. Who are the buyers? Who are the sellers? Any individual, any firms, brokers. Three functions of forex market: transfer function, credit function, and hedging function. Transfer of purchasing power. Basically means you can buy and sell foreign exchange. Number 2, credit function. Most of us are accountancy students here. What does it mean? You buy now, you pay later. Same thing here. You buy the foreign exchange now, you pay back the foreign exchange on a later date. Last one, hedging function. Hedging function, payments and receipts are signed on today's date for a future date. Let me explain it. Let's say today I sign a bill saying that for rupees 60 equals $1, I will purchase goods in January. I signed a bill in today's date, but I will get my goods only in January. By the time in January, the domestic value has decreased, which means, but I will still get my goods in this rate, which means I have made a profit. So in this function, risk can be minimized and profits can be made. So those three are the functions. There are two types of forex market: spot market, forward market. Spot market, on the spot payment. You buy now, you pay now. Over. Forward market, same thing as hedging function. Receipts and payments are settled on a specified future date at today's rate. Same example. Let's say I signed a bill saying that I will get my goods for rupees 80 equals $1. I signed. But later in the future rate, domestic currency's value has increased. Now I face a loss. So many firms or individuals, what they do is, whenever the domestic currency value increases, they will sign a bill and secure their place for that goods or service. Later, they can make profits or minimize the loss. This is the entire chapter. In a nutshell, we first discussed the types: fixed, flexible, and managed. Fixed by government, two terminologies used: devaluation and revaluation. Flexible by market forces is fixed, depreciation and appreciation. Then you have managed, which is a hybrid system. Government sets a limit, takes a backseat, market forces will fluctuate anywhere between these two limits. Next, market forces. Demand is inversely proportional to forex rate, supply is directly proportional to forex rate. Foreign exchange market. Three functions: transfer, you can buy and sell foreign exchange; credit function, buy a foreign exchange now, pay later; hedging function, you will sign a bill in today's rate for a future date. Two types of markets: spot market, forward market. Spot market, on the spot payment. Forward market, same thing as hedging function, you will sign a bill in today's rate and get it on a future date. Chapter over. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, please.
In foreign fixed exchange rate system, you said that the government will be fixing the rate on the basis of GDP and other forces. So how exactly GDP will be playing a role in fixed exchange rate system?
I am not sure. I don't know much in detail about that extreme, but I can tell you the base that those are the factors that they decide on. I don't know much in detail.
Thank you.
Any others? Yes, please.
So in hedging function, like obviously, when there is a revaluation of the domestic currency, wouldn't that be a loss for the?
Yes, it is a loss. The question that we have is, in hedging function, when there is a revaluation in domestic currency, wouldn't that be a loss when he signed a bill earlier? It will be a loss. It is a risk function, but you can minimize the risk. I would not say you can eliminate the risk completely, but you can only minimize it. Yes, please.
What are the implications of hedging in the economy, and could you give an example of it in the real life, in the macroeconomic concept?
Yes, as I said, let's say a broker, they want to sell certain goods or render services. Same example. Let's say I am a broker and I will sign a bill saying that in 60 rupees is equal to $1, I will sign a bill, I'll get my goods or service. Later, in let's say March, the value has changed to rupees 80 is equal to $1, which means there is a decrease in the value of domestic currency. I have 20 rupees profit here. That's a practical example. I hope it answers your question. Anyone else? Yes.
So for a developing nation, obviously, should they devaluate or revalue their domestic currency? In your opinion?
Okay, the question we have is, for a developing nation, should the country have devaluation or revaluation? Now it depends upon the system that you have. Each system has its own merits and demerits. If you take fixed system, your economy is going to be more stable because you won't keep changing the exchange rate, right? But in the flexible system, market forces, they keep on fluctuating, which means economy is continuously changing and the risk is there and there is no stability. So each system has its own merits and demerits, but it's always better to leave it to market forces and decide, because the entire global economy is interrelated, interconnected. So if you leave it to the market forces, it's better. Devaluation, revaluation is not in our hand because the market forces take care of it. Anyone else? Yes.
Under the fixed system, there's a historical term named as the Bretton Woods system.
Yes.
Could you explain about that in detail?
I don't know much in detail about it, but it comes under the concept of barter system, where earlier there was no money. It was only you give me this much, I give you this much. There was no value. It was about how important I feel that item is. I can exchange a pen for a gold chain from you. That was a system that was earlier used. So the term that you gave is part of history, and that I've not dived much into detail. I've mostly gone through numericals. That's all. Yes.
Could you explain the key difference between devaluation and depreciation of domestic currency?
The only difference is the exchange rate systems. Devaluation is fixed exchange rate system. Depreciation is flexible exchange rate system. Rest, everything is the same, meaning and the results. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for being such a great audience.